She looked him dead in the eyes and said, "I just need a man who makes me feel safe." And he nodded, smiled, and thought he understood. But 3 weeks later, she was gone. No argument, no big fight. Just a text that said, "I think we want different things." And he sat there completely confused, replaying every conversation, every date, every moment, asking himself, what did I miss? Here is the truth that nobody tells men. She was not testing him with her words. She was testing him with everything else. The silences, the small moments, the way he responded when things got a little uncomfortable. And he failed tests he did not even know he was taking. If you have ever felt blindsided by a woman pulling away for no obvious reason, stay with me right now. Because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what those tests are, why women give them, and how a high-value man passes every single one without even breaking a sweat. Welcome back. If you are new here, I am so glad the algorithm brought you to this channel. This is the place where we talk about real relationship psychology, not surface-level dating tips, but the deep stuff, the stuff that actually changes how you show up in your relationships and in your life. Today, we are going to break down 7 secret tests women give men, why these tests exist in the female psychology, and what your response to each one says about you as a man. Make sure you subscribe before we go any further, because we drop videos like this every week and you do not want to miss a single one. Let us get into it. The first test is what psychologists call the emotional availability test. A woman will share something vulnerable, a fear, a disappointment, maybe something that embarrassed her, and she is not just sharing it to share it. She is watching. She is watching how you receive it. Do you make it about you? Do you immediately jump to fixing it? Do you get uncomfortable and change the subject? Dr. John Gottman, one of the most respected relationship researchers alive, found in his decades of study that emotional responsiveness in a partner is one of the strongest predictors of long-term relationship satisfaction. Women are biologically wired to seek emotional safety before they can feel physical attraction deepen. Think about Marcus. He was dating a woman named Priya, who one night told him about a painful memory from her childhood, something she had never shared with anyone. Marcus got a little quiet, then said, "Wow, I did not know that about you. That sounds like it really hurt." That was it. Simple. Present. And Priya told her best friend the next day that she had finally met someone who made her feel seen. He passed without even knowing it was a test. The second test is the consistency test, and this one is quiet but deadly. A woman will notice the gap between what you say and what you do. You say you will call at 7. Do you call at 7? You say you are not like other guys. Are you proving that with your actions over time or just with your words in the beginning? Dr. Brené Brown has written extensively about how trust is built not in grand gestures, but in what she calls the small moments, the tiny acts of follow-through that accumulate into something a woman can lean into. Think about a guy named Devin. He was incredibly charming on dates, funny, attentive, said all the right things. But by week 4, he was consistently 20 minutes late. Replies started getting slower, and the small promises started fading. She did not say anything. She just started emotionally withdrawing. Because in her mind, the evidence was piling up. And one day, she decided the math did not add up anymore. Now here is where it gets really interesting, because the next few tests are the ones most men never even see coming. Pay attention. The third test is the boundary response test. A woman will sometimes say no, push back, or set a small boundary just to see how you handle it. Do you get sulky? Do you guilt trip her? Do you immediately back down and people please your way through it? Or do you stay calm, respect it, and remain secure in yourself? Psychologist Dr. Robert Glover, in his groundbreaking book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, describes how men who cannot handle rejection or boundaries without emotional collapse communicate one very clear thing, that their inner world is fragile and dependent on external approval. Women feel this, and it makes them feel responsible for managing your emotions, which is exhausting and deeply unattractive. A woman named Tanya once told her therapist that the moment she knew her boyfriend was the one was when she canceled plans last minute, and instead of pouting, he simply said, "No problem. We will figure out another time." Calm. no drama. And she felt herself fall a little deeper. The fourth test is the leadership test. This does not mean being controlling. It means being decisive when decisiveness is needed. Women will sometimes step back and essentially say, without words, okay, where are we going? And they are watching to see if you can hold the wheel or if you immediately hand it back to them. Research out of the University of Texas by Dr. David Buss, one of the leading evolutionary psychologists in the world, found that decisiveness and the ability to take initiative consistently rank among the top traits women find deeply attractive in long-term partners. Not dominance, but grounded leadership. Think about two guys taking a woman on a date. Guy 1 asks, "What do you want to do?" "I do not know." "What do you feel like?" "I am fine with whatever." Guy 2 says, "I found this little rooftop place, thought it might be cool, but if you are not feeling it, we can switch it up." She is not choosing the restaurant, she is choosing the energy. She chose Guy 2 every single time. The fifth test is the reaction under pressure test. Life throws curveballs. A reservation falls through. Traffic makes you late. Something awkward happens in public. How do you respond? Do you spiral, blame, complain, and let it ruin the night? Or do you adapt, stay light, find the humor, and lead both of you through it? Dr. Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, found that emotional resilience, the ability to bend without breaking, is one of the most attractive qualities a person can display because it communicates something deeply reassuring at the core level. It says, "If hard times come, I will not fall apart on you." Remember a man named Eric who was on a third date when the restaurant had given away his reservation by mistake. He took a breath, smiled at his date, and said, "Okay, plot twist. You like tacos?" They ended up at a little taco truck down the street, and she still talks about that night as one of the best dates of her life. Not because of the tacos, because of how he made her feel safe in a moment of disruption. Here is what nobody ever talks about. And this might be the most powerful thing I say in this entire video. Behind every test a woman gives a man, there is not manipulation. There is a question. And that question is always the same question. It has always been the same question. The question is, can I trust you with the most vulnerable parts of me? Because women are not testing your money, your looks, or your status. They are testing your character. They are testing whether the man in front of them can hold her during her worst moments, stay steady when life gets messy, and make her feel like she does not have to carry everything alone. A woman named Sarah spent 8 years in a marriage where her husband was successful by every external measure, but emotionally unavailable in every way that mattered. When she finally found a man who passed these quiet tests, not perfectly, but consistently, she told her sister, "For the first time in my adult life, I feel like I can exhale." That is what a woman is searching for, not perfection. The feeling that she can finally exhale. So let us bring it all together. Women test emotional availability because they need to feel seen. They test consistency because trust is built in small moments over time. They test how you handle their boundaries because it tells them everything about your emotional security. They test your leadership because they want a partner, not another person to manage. And they test your reaction under pressure because they need to know you will be steady when it counts. These 5 things, emotional presence, consistency, security, leadership, and resilience, they are not tricks or games. They are the foundation of what it means to be a man a woman can genuinely choose with her whole heart. If there is one thing I want you to walk away with today, it is this. Stop trying to perform for women. Start doing the deeper work of becoming someone who naturally embodies these qualities in everything you do. The right woman is not looking for a perfect man. She is looking for a real one. Be real. Be consistent. Be present. And watch how everything changes. If this video hit something real for you, do me a favor and drop a like right now. It helps more men find this content who genuinely need it. Subscribe if you are not already part of this community, because we go deep every single week. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Which one of these 5 tests do you think you struggle with the most? Be honest, there is no judgment here, just growth. And if you want to go even deeper, next week we are talking about the silent signals women send when they are emotionally withdrawing, and what you can do in those early moments to turn it completely around. You do not want to miss that one.